Blackwood Manor emerged from the mists of time as a relic of eras long past, standing proudly amid a landscape of forgotten memories and untold secrets. Its ancient stone walls, weathered by decades of harsh winds and relentless rains, carried an air of solemn dignity that both captivated and unsettled those who dared to approach. The manor, with its sprawling gardens now overrun by wild ivy and tangled brambles, whispered quiet testimonies of bygone glories and hidden sorrows. Every creaking floorboard and every shadow cast by the dim light of dusk spoke of lives once intertwined with passion, loss, and enduring legacy. The estate had witnessed celebrations, heartache, and mysteries that defied explanation, leaving behind a tapestry of intrigue woven into its very fabric. In the cool silence of early evening, the looming structure appeared almost sentient, as though it guarded secrets too profound for ordinary understanding. Its battered gargoyles and weathered archways created a silent narrative of perseverance and tragedy, calling out to those with a longing for untold stories. For years, the manor had been more than a home. It was a monument to a family's history, an embodiment of dreams realized and hopes deferred. The estate resonated with echoes of the past, each stone and corridor harboring memories of laughter, of mourning, and of quiet moments imbued with bittersweet reflection. In every crumbling niche and hidden recess, there lingered the gentle reminder that history was not merely written in ink, but etched in the very soul of the place. Here, in the heart of solitude, Blackwood Manor invited observers to explore the silent narrative that wove itself into the fading twilight, merging myth with reality and challenging the boundary between present and memory. It beckoned with quiet power, inspiring lost hearts to rediscover precious memories in unison. Amidst the layered dust and the tangle of memories that filled each corridor of Blackwood Manor, a solitary figure returned. This person, born under forgotten fortunes and nurtured by whispered family legends, felt an inexplicable compulsion to reunite with the past. The returning member, whose identity was interwoven with the manor's story, carried in his heart the echoes of a childhood spent among its secret rooms and hidden nooks. Every step he took stirred up motes of dust that danced in the pale light, acting as spectral witnesses to generations in collective silence. The weight of ancestral expectations and whispered promises was felt with each measured footfall, as though the manor itself welcomed him back into its enigmatic embrace. The journey began under a vast, stormy sky that forewarned of change. The roads that led to the manor, lined with ancient trees and scattered remnants of long-forgotten fortunes, symbolized the threshold between what once was and what could be. With the slow determination of one who has long harbored questions about identity and belonging, he stepped over the creaking threshold of Blackwood Manor. His presence seemed to reverberate with hidden energies, stirring not just the stagnant air but also the deep-seated memories embedded in every brick and beam. The manor, with its faded grandeur and spectral charm, appeared to breathe life into his recollections of youthful wonder and quiet despair. As he meandered through dimly lit hallways adorned with portraits whose eyes held tales of triumph and tragedy, the returning member felt a deep kinship with the relics of his family's past. The tapestry of his life, woven with threads of joy, sorrow, and silent resilience, found new meaning in the echoes of these hallowed chambers. There was an intangible dialogue between him and the manor, an unspoken understanding that the scars of time and forgotten histories could no longer be dismissed. Every room, every artifact exuding the residual warmth of lives once cherished, reminded him that the passage of time did not erase the significance of heritage, but rather transformed it into a legacy that was both fragile and fierce. In the quiet corners of each chamber, memories intermingled with the present, weaving an intricate pattern of loss, redemption, and renewed hope. His journey, steeped in introspection and unspoken promises, resonated with the silent strength of each age-old stone that bore witness to his return in quiet, steadfast resolve. Inside the manor, time appeared to have folded in upon itself, blurring the lines between what was real and what belonged solely to memory. The grand foyer, once a symbol of regal welcome, had transformed into a canvas of muted echoes. Remnants of ornate paintings and delicately carved woodwork whispered of a bygone era when laughter and celebration filled these halls. Faded chandeliers hung precariously, their crystals dimmed by years of neglect, yet they shimmered faintly as if clinging to a memory of their former brilliance. The air was laced with a palpable mix of decay and nostalgia, a scent that carried hints of rosewater and old parchment. Every room told its own unique story, and every shadow seemed to hold a secret yearning from an age lost to time. The corridors, narrow and lined with ancestral portraits, resonated with the steady pulse of history. In the soft glow of twilight filtering through stained glass windows, the faces in the portraits appeared to come alive, their expressions shifting subtly as they engaged in silent conversation with one another. The armor displayed in a grand hall, with its dented surfaces and time-worn embellishments, stood as a solemn reminder of battles fought both on the physical and emotional fronts. In the quiet corners, dust-laden chairs and tables bore the imprints of countless hands, and the gentle creaks of the floor narrated a ballad of delicate regeneration. The manor's decaying grandeur was not a symbol of despair, but rather a testament to resilience and the enduring beauty of imperfection. Amid these evocative settings, a profound feeling of introspection took hold. The spaces within Blackwood Manor seemed to bridge years and genres, merging modern sensibilities with the deep-rooted traditions of those who had once lived and loved here. As the returning soul wandered from room to room, every step deepened his meditations on legacy and the intrinsic connection between self and place. It was in this intricate interplay of light, shadow, and fleeting memories that the true spirit of the manor revealed itself, inviting him to become part of its continuing story. Within the aged walls, every whispered breath of history spoke of an enduring dialogue between fate and the passage of time, urging the wanderer to embrace his heritage with both reverence and hopeful determination. He advanced with the deep certainty that every relic affirmed his presence in the ever-unfolding legacy, beyond time's reach always. As twilight deepened, the manor's corridors became sanctuaries of recollection, where memories mingled with the faint glow of candlelight and the steady beat of distant, remembered laughter. In a small parlor, faded wallpaper and worn furnishings bore silent witness to moments of joy and quiet sorrow shared by generations. The returning soul recalled the gentle murmurs of his childhood, when each creak of the wooden floors sparked an adventurous imagination, and each whisper of the wind outside hinted at hidden tales. The interplay of delicate light and dark shadows evoked feelings of both melancholy and wonder, drawing him into contemplative silence. Time, it seemed, had become a soft, enveloping presence that offered solace amid the transient chaos of everyday life. Every corner of the manor was imbued with a life force that transcended the physical decay of its structure. There, in a modest library, rows of leather-bound books and handwritten journals lay scattered with the wisdom of foregone eras. Their pages, yellowed by the passage of years, resonated with the hopes and dreams of ancestors who once sought refuge and renewal within these walls. The memories did not merely reside in isolation. They communicated in a language of subtle gestures and lingering aromas, ensuring that each visitor felt deeply connected to the continuum of time. The experience within the manor was transformative. In the gentle glow of dusk, the returning member sensed how each memory was a thread spun into the vast tapestry of his life, each fragment bearing witness to past passions and unvoiced farewells. The interplay of memory and moment created a sacred space where the heart could reconcile its yearning with the acceptance of inevitable loss. In that quiet union, there was both mourning and celebration, a soft, harmonic passage that invited him to honor the immutable bonds that defined not just his lineage, but the very essence of home. In that lingering silence, every artifact and every whisper of the mansion converged to tell a story of enduring connection, where time was both a healer and a relentless reminder of change. The echoes of laughter, the soft murmur of remembered voices, and the bittersweet aroma of aged wood invited him to embrace both the sorrow and the beauty of a legacy that spanned generations, unifying past, present, and the promise of future hope. Thus, in the heart of fading light, his spirit found renewal amidst timeless echoes. Beyond the physical remnants of elegant decay, Blackwood Manor concealed layers of secrets that had been meticulously preserved by time and silence. The returning figure discovered hidden alcoves and forgotten diaries that chronicled the innermost emotions of those who had lived within these walls. Each faded inscription and gentle scrawl on brittle pages revealed whispers of passion, longing, and unresolved regret. In secluded chambers, the shadows themselves seemed to confide in him, recounting stories of clandestine meetings, painful betrayals, and the tender bonds that had momentarily united estranged hearts. The physical decay of the manor was mirrored by the fragmentation of memory, yet in that fragmentation lay the potential for profound healing. Venturing deeper, He uncovered relics that belonged to a lineage intertwined with both noble aspirations and inevitable tragedies. The well-worn letters, tucked away in the recesses of a forgotten study, bore the unmistakable mark of heartfelt confessions and fierce loyalties. These documents, preserved against all odds, painted a vivid picture of a past that was as tumultuous as it was beautiful. They spoke of secret promises made on stormy nights and of bonds forged in the quiet solitude of a world that had long been eclipsed by modern haste. The manor, in its enigmatic stillness, offered a sanctuary for such relics, safeguarding stories that time had endeavored to subdue. In confronting the layered narrative of his family, the returning soul experienced a cathartic awakening. With every relic examined, every forgotten note brought back to life, he felt a stirring of both sorrow and respect. The confrontation was not merely an act of recalling the past, but a deliberate embrace of it, acknowledging the pain and joy that together wove the intricate fabric of his identity. In these poignant moments, the secrets of Blackwood Manor transformed from burdens into beacons, guiding him toward a future where understanding and acceptance could mend the fractures of memory. In the quiet aftermath of uncovering these hidden truths, the returning soul felt a gentle surge of liberation as each secret dissolved into the light, affirming his place in a lineage rich with both pain and profound beauty. Thus, within the silent embrace of Blackwood Manor, the mystery of bygone times merged with the hope of new beginnings, leaving an indelible mark on his soul that would guide every tomorrow. Each revealed secret illuminated his path toward wholeness, a quiet promise of endless renewal awaiting. In the stillness of the night, as the manor's ancient walls held vigil over whispering corridors, the returning soul embraced a profound confrontation with his inner self. The burden of quiet sorrow, long buried beneath layers of distraction and doubt, surfaced with each measured step, drawing him into a dialogue with memories both painful and tender. Every relic he encountered was more than a historical artifact. It was a mirror reflecting the myriad faces of his own experience, a silent witness to both the joys and the heartaches that had shaped him. The once distant echoes of past voices now resonated with a vibrant clarity, merging with the present to form a timeless conversation about identity and belonging. As he wandered through the dimly lit chambers, the interplay of shadow and light served to highlight the emotional contours of his soul. There was a delicate balance between melancholy and hope, as if each room offered a private moment of introspection and revelation. In the quiet solitude of a long-forgotten study, he discovered a collection of mementos, a faded ribbon, a handwritten note, a small locket, that collectively unraveled a tapestry of personal history. With each discovery, the sharp edges of past regrets softened, making space for tender memories of long-ago laughter and shared moments of quiet intimacy. In that reflective state, the manor ceased to be merely a repository of forgotten tales. It became a living testament to the power of confronting one's own history. The silent communion with the past instilled in him not only a deeper understanding of who he was, but also a renewed determination to honor the legacy that had been entrusted to him. Within the confines of these venerable walls, every heartbeat echoed with the promise of new beginnings and a reclamation of identity long thought lost. As dawn crept over the horizon, the ancient edifice of Blackwood Manor transformed once more into a beacon of introspection and tender remembrance. The returning soul, now quietly tempered by the profound revelations of his journey, stood amidst the silent grandeur with both humility and resolve. In that tranquil light, the manor no longer loomed as a relic of forgotten sorrows, but as a sanctuary where the spirals of time coalesced into a living panorama of legacy and hope. Every worn stone, every shadow and ripple of light, attested to the intertwined fate of past and present, urging him to carry forward the cherished memories while forging a future imbued with wisdom. The experience had etched deeply into his being, steadily reminding him that home was not merely a physical space but a confluence of emotions, memories, and dreams. In the soft murmur of the morning breeze, the echoes of his ancestors resonated with gentle clarity, their unspoken lessons merging with his aspirations to create a life of meaning and quiet passion. The journey through Blackwood Manor emerged as a timeless expedition into the core of identity, a narrative where every recalled whisper and delicate relic served as a stepping stone toward becoming whole once more. Thus, with steadfast purpose and a heart enriched by the myriad voices of history, he embraced the radiant tapestry of his existence. In the enduring silence of that hallowed space, he rediscovered the inexorable bond between loss and love, legacy and renewal. a bond that would guide him, unwavering, through every chapter of the unfolding story of home. As dawn broke, the manor stood not only as a monument to the past but as a promise of the future. In the final quiet moments of that new dawn, his spirit soared, carried on the gentle breeze that whispered eternal promises and the soft murmur of a past lovingly embraced. Home remained his everlasting, cherished, and eternal sanctuary.